Hello there! Okay, so I wanted to do a review of the Dean Vendetta with the Tremolo bar because when I was researching this guitar, I didn't find much, and what I did find was that a lot of people like to throw a bunch of distortion onto the sound of the guitar, and it doesn't really give you a good idea of what it sounds like, and a lot of the people just didn't do very good reviews. So I wanted to just go ahead and do this review. I bought this guitar, well, I had permission from my wife to buy this guitar for my 26th birthday that was a couple of days ago. And I already have guitars, so put this away. I wanted a guitar that was not as bright as this Telecaster Austin knockoff that I paid not very much for, and that was not as bright, and then a guitar that was brighter than this Epiphone Les Paul that I put blue strings on and tape and paper in the bridge because reasons. So I wanted a guitar in between those two guitars. This one being super dark, like I bought it because it was super dark, and the other one being super, super bright. And so my hope was that this guitar would fill that hole. And it does, but it's really on the brighter side. So I am using sorry for the mess, actually I didn't clean it up. So an acoustic little 20 watt just house amp right there. And I'll be honest, I don't like the way it sounds. But that's what I have. And to buy a good amp was a lot more expensive than this guitar, so I opted to get the guitar. Okay, so turn it on. Oh, yeah, and then it's going through my little pedal board setup here, but I'm not really going to use it. So the first thing that I want to go through is the pickups and how they sound. So this is clean on the low side bright pickup. Hopefully you can hear that well. Turn it up. So it's really, really bright, and that's with the tone all the way up. So putting the tone all the way at the bottom, it really deadens it quite well. And then tone somewhere around the concept of halfway. But you can kind of find the sweet spot for the tone knob, and it works really well. So the reason I bought this guitar is because of what it sounds on the middle position, or both pickups. So again, everything at full. So the guitar is very bright. It really is. It's quite bright. But again, if you turn down that tone knob, you get a really very nice really nice sort of warm sound. And then I don't remember if it's the bridge or the neck, but the top position on the toggle switch with the tone all the way full. So it gives you a very warm sound. It's not as dark. Anyways, sorry. And then with the tone kind of where the sweet spot is, which is just probably like, if it's scale of 10, probably on like 2 or 3. So that's the pickups. I really, really like how they sound. Now, the other reason why I bought this really cheap $100 guitar is because it has a whammy bar. And the other guitars that I have do not have whammy bars. And I just wanted something new. So I'm not very good at leads, but I'm going to kind of... I'm not going to try that. So, but... Now, to check the tuning, let's see here. How bad is it out of tune? Okay, so the E is good. The A is a bit high, but not that bad. Okay. The tuning, the tuners aren't very good. They're very cheap. Wow, that D is very high. Okay. G is pretty good, but high. Okay, B is pretty close to, still a little bit high, but it's about good. And the E is right on. Okay, so when it comes to the tuning, after you use the tremolo, it's pretty good. For a cheap $100 guitar, it is pretty good. Alright, so for the guitar itself, the only changes that I made from this out after pulling it out of the box was, number one, I put strap locks on it because I put strap locks on all my guitars. And then the second thing I did was I lowered the action because the action was like crazy high. I don't know if I'll be able to sort of show you the little raised bits right there. So those things were all the way up, so the action was just massively high. But in the guitar kit that you get, it comes with a little Allen key, so I was able to lower those and then therefore lower the action quite substantially and get it to a point where it's still high by a lot of standards, but it's good for me. So this is reaching the end. Overall, I do like this. Oh yeah, the other thing I did was I put some like paper, like a little cloth back here so that the springs wouldn't vibrate really, really bad when you're trying to strum, and it gives you that like sort of weird hum from the strings because they're open. So I just stuffed some cloth. Well, what I did was I took one of these that I got from a flight and I cut it in half, and I cut the little strap off, and I put half of it underneath the springs and then the other half on top of the springs and put it back in. So I sort of sandwiched it. So it still works, but it doesn't make that really kind of weird spring noise. Anyway, so that's all I did to the guitar. The other thing I don't like about the guitar, well, the major thing I don't like about the guitar is I don't like the strings that are on it. They're very, very thin for me. I like thicker gauge strings. But with it being a $100 guitar for newer players, that's, I can get over it, and I can just go to the local mom and pop guitar store and buy different strings for it. So overall, for the $100 I paid for it, I am very, very, very happy with the purchase. It's a bit brighter than I was kind of hoping that it would be, but with the tone knob, you can warm it on up quite easily. And in my case, I also have other guitars to fill in the highs and lows. So if you're thinking about buying this guitar for the price of $100 that it is, I think that it's a very good deal. Anyway, but that's my review. Hopefully it helped you in your guitar deciding method. Alright.